and welcome to the Pig and Whistle Tales from Azeroth. As always here at the Pig and Whistle in Stormwind, I go for a variety of subjects with regards to World of Warcraft, so grab a bottle or a pint, sit back and enjoy. This midweek episode, we'll be carrying on with what we finished last week. We're going to be looking at the changes in 11.1, and we're going to be starting immediately going into Evokers. Now, for those who didn't catch it previously, we had recently done Druids, Death Knights, and Demon Hunters, and all of their changes that are coming in 11.1. So now we're going to be starting on Evokers and possibly Hunters. This episode. Hunter has so much that it has changed essentially, so we'll see how it essentially plays out. But yeah, Evokers. So rescue now clears movement impairing effects from you and the target. This should have been implemented in the very first place from the get-go. It's that simple. Sleep now has a 1.7 second cast time, was 1.5. This is quite a big nerf, I'm not going to lie. The longer cast time is actually quite rough for the dragons, I'm not going to lie to you, in PvP anyway. So, for hero talents, new talent, Luminous Roar, Fire Breath and Dream Breath deal their damage and healing in 20% less time. Very good. This just means that their full damage can be dealt quicker, as well as their full healing potential. Very good. Traveling Flame has been redesigned. No longer increases Dream Breath or Fire Breath duration and spreads. Instead, reduce the cooldown of Fire Breath or Dream Breath by 5 seconds when you cast Engulf. Okay, very simple. It's just something that means that they can bake more of these abilities into their rotation. They aren't just pressing Disintegrate or something like that. Very good. Engulf's cooldown is now reduced by haste. This is probably huge. This means that they are getting more and more buttons in the next patch, and it isn't just going to be a Disintegrate bot, essentially. They want to try and implement it into something a bit different, which is good. Titanic Precision is no longer references reversion critically striking from preservation, as it cannot critically heal on application. I don't know much about this one, so I can't really comment on it, but it seems like it's a net nerf, in my honest opinion, but again, I could be completely misreading this. Conduit of the Flame critical strike chance increased to 15%, was 10, and now correctly specifies that it increases critical strike chance above 50% for Pres Evokers. So a net buff, very good. Enkindle deals 25% of Essence ability damage, was 20. Again, another just straight up buff, very good. Expanding Lungs is now a choice node with Enkindle, and Fan the Flames has been removed. Very simple. So, moving on to Aug now. Augmentation is in a very weird state, and it is getting changed dramatically in 11.1. They are moving away from buffing tank and healers in groups, essentially, and they only want to be used as DPS buffs for the other two DPS, essentially. It's that simple. So, new talent, Rockfall. Upheaval reaches maximum power 20% faster and has a 60% chance to grant an Essence Burst. Very good talent, you'll probably be taking this. New passive, Closes Clutch Mates. Ebon Might and Breath of Eons are 25% more effective while not in a raid. Okay, very simple. Ebon Might no longer affects tanks and healers, prefers damage dealers. So this is what I was saying. You do not get the sustainability or the improved sort of healing or whatever via augmentation evokers if you are a tank or healer in the next patch. So please do bear this in mind when bringing an Aug Evoker into your groups in 11.1. Motes of Possibility chance to trigger increased to 25%, was 15. Straight up net buff again. And while in dungeons and raids, allies can no longer see additional upheavals from Rumbling Earth. So this is just a sort of clutter clear up, essentially. Seismic Slam talent has been moved to PvP talents. This is when you upheaval someone and then you bring them down with the root. It essentially slams them into the ground, causing them to be stunned. This is a very cool interaction and one that I think needed to be implemented in the game. Honestly, baseline. To be honest with you, I think that this could be baseline. Yeah, genuinely. Devastation. New talent. Azure Celerity. Disintegrate ticks 1 additional time, but deals 8% less damage. You'll probably always take this. Scorching Embers damage increases, or increase now Scorching Embers damage increase now scales with Empower level, up to a maximum of 40%, similar to Molten Embers for augmentation. Up to a maximum of 40% is kind of crazy. Firestorm's damage is increased by 50%, and the duration reduced to 6 seconds, was 10 seconds. This is a brilliant buff for those who are wanting to do Mythic Plus, because the only thing that you do as Dev Evokers is press Disintegrate still. It's kind of your only ability. It's not great. Not a great rotation anyway for Dev Evokers. Eternity Surge now targets enemies within 25-yard radius of the Evoker, was 12 yards around the target that they were targeting. This is interesting because this means that they are going to be a bit more viable in Mythic Plus, because while everything is getting gathered in, you can use your Eternity Surges, you can use your like Firestorms now to get these like damage ramps almost. And I think this will be very good. And finally, Hoarded Power has been removed. Okay, very simple. So for Preservation, Dream Breath now heals yourself and 5 injured allies. Was just 5 injured allies. So Dream Breath never actually healed you, which is crazy. I always thought that it did. I think that a lot of people did, but, you know, it just makes sense that it would. I'm not going to lie. Dream Breath and Reversion no longer snapshot with Mastery, Lifebinder. Instead, they will reevaluate the Mastery bonus each time they tick based on the target's current health and yours. So this makes a bit more sense. So the lower health a target is, the more healing they do to a target. So if you were to put a Dream Breath on someone that's really low, this Dream Breath will tick for 50k, let's say. I know this is a ridiculously small amount, but just for numbers wise, we'll say 50k, and it will always do that. Now, if they go from, let's say, 10% to 50%, the Mastery would have switched. So instead of snapshotting it at 10% and it constantly ticks for 50k, it now goes, oh, this target's 50%. So now it will be reduced by, I don't know, 20% or how much, you know, you want to do. So it will only tick for 40k now. You know, that's a net nerf essentially for Evokers, but they are somewhat strong. I do believe that Evokers are going to be very decent in the next patch, and I'm hoping that Devastation get a bit more to them rather than just press disintegrate, disintegrate. Maybe we press something else. No, it's disintegrate. So hopefully they'll change that, and it looks like that's what they're attempting to do. Now, oh my god, this is a massive one. So with 11.1, Hunters, more specifically, Marksman Hunters, are getting completely reworked. There are so many changes that this is ridiculous. So I'm going to rattle through these quite fast, and I'm going to tell you if it's useful, useless, or stupid. Okay? That's simple. Kindling Flare has been redesigned. Now increases the radius of flare by 50%. Very niche, kind of useless. Okay? For PvP, it's good if you're trying to kill a rogue, let's say, for example, but for anything else, kind of useless. Territorial Instincts has been redesigned. Now reduces the cooldown of Intimidation by 10 seconds and no longer summons a pet for you if you do not have a pet out. This is good because not having a pet and still being able to stun with Intimidation kind of never made sense. I think it's very good. Just 10 seconds off your Intimidation. Very strong indeed. Good talent. Wilderness Medicine has been updated. Now additionally increases the cooldown reduction effect of Natural Mending by 0.5 seconds. Now, oh, okay. So I believe that this is a very good redesign, or update. They essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the one that reduces the cooldown of your like heal whenever you of your Natural Mending. Increase the reduction effect. Okay, yeah. So I think this is the one that when you spend focus, you get a reduction on your heal. Could be wrong, but this is still very good. No Hard Feeling has been updated. Now additionally reduces the cooldown of Misdirect by 5 seconds. Kind of useless. Rora Sack has been updated for Marksman Hunters only. Instructs your pet to protect a friendly target from critical strikes, making attacks against the target unable to be critically struck. Last 12 seconds. While Rora Sack is active, your spotting eagle cannot apply Spotter's Mark. Now, I don't know what Spotter's Mark is. They'll get to that in a second. But having Rora Sack and not having to manage your pet's health with the Rora Sack is amazing. Okay? This is very good for Hunters, depending on how good your spotting eagle is. Okay? Intimidation now has a unique variant when you're in marksmanship spec that does not require line of sight and uses your spotting eagle. So you can stun someone out of line of sight. Yeah? Just take that in. No other class in the game can CC someone when they are out of sight, besides a few area of effect abilities such as Shadow Fury. Okay? They are very few and far between. And to have one that is a single target stun for 4 seconds is huge. I don't know how this will play out. I think it's going to be very good. It's going to be strong. Explosive shot projectile speed increased. Okay. Not sure it was needed, but okay. Eyes of the Beast is now only learned by survival and BM hunters. Don't know why. Seems a bit ridiculous. But yeah. Eagle Eye is now only learnt by marksmanship hunters. Again, don't know why they're doing this. Maybe class fantasy. But, you know, it is what it is. Freezing Trap now breaks based on a small damage threshold instead of any damage. This is huge because stuff like Trap, Polymorphs, anything like that can break instantly. And the small damage, like sort of barrier or threshold is really good for CC in my honest opinion, because there's so much random shit in WoW now that anything can break it. There's about 200 things that can just randomly break a trap, and you're really trying not to do so. So really good for PvP. Doesn't really matter for PvE as much.
Let's take a quick break.
I'm Connor.
And I'm Jeremy.
We're comedians. And what's worse, we're comedians who love to talk about video games. Yikes! We host a podcast called Super NPC Games Club.
On this book club style series, we discuss games like Super Mario 64, Mass Effect, and Pokemon Yellow, covering them chapter by chapter to ensure that no line of goofy dialogue or moment of developer perversion gets missed. I'm looking at you, Sonic Adventure.
If you've been dying to hear piping hot takes about the little hat Mr. X wears in Resident Evil 2, then this is the podcast for you.
So check out the Super NPC Games Club anywhere podcasts can be found, and empty your belly because it's about to be full of laughs.
Rora Sack, Wilderness Medicine, and No Hard Feelings have had their tooltips updated to not present to Marksman Hunters with information relevant to their spec, because obviously it's different to Marksman Hunters now. For hero talents, Dark Ranger, Withering Fire has been updated. Withering Fire now triggers from casting Black Arrow during True Shot / Bestial Wrath, and no longer auto-fires Black Arrow instead of gaining Death Blow. This is really good because it shouldn't ever auto-fire something for you. Okay? It might break CC, it might do something that you don't want it to. It should never fire, and you should get the option to use it or not if you really don't need to or want to. And fixed an issue preventing Bleak Powder Cone from dealing damage over its intended area. Very simple. For Pack Leader, this is one that isn't used a lot. It really isn't used a lot, Pack Leader, for hero talent, so very curious. Howl of the Pack Leader. Every 30 seconds, your next kill command summons the aid of a bear, wyvern, or boar. These are very cool. Your bear leaps into the fray, rending the flesh of 8 nearby enemies, dealing heavy damage over time. Your wyvern increases the damage you and your pets deal. Your boar charges into battle, dealing heavy damage to your target and moderate damage to nearby enemies. This is good, but the problem is, this is an RNG thing. If you have it where you know exactly what pet is coming next, then it would make it a lot better. So every time, like, you cast kill command every 30 seconds, it's like, okay, I've just had the bear, now the icon has changed to a wyvern icon, so I know that it's going to be the wyvern next, or the boar, etc., etc. This will make it a lot better. because again, it's an RNG element. RNG elements should not be in these sort of games, in my honest opinion. They really need to cut down on the RNG element. Straight up. They really, really do. New talent, Better Together. Howl of the Pack Leader's cooldown is reduced by 25 seconds. Your pets gain an extra 5% attack power, so just a straight up buff. New talent, Dire Summons. Kill command reduces the cooldown of Howl of the Pack Leader by 1 second. Cobra Shot, Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite reduce the cooldown by 1 second as well. New talent, Pack Mentality. Howl of the Pack Leader causes your next kill command to deal 50% increased damage and generate an additional stack of Tip of the Spear. That's insane, actually. 50% increased damage is kind of crazy. New talent, Ursine Fury. Your bear's periodic damage has a 10% chance to reduce the cooldown of kill command, butchery, or flanking strike by 1 second. Like 2 seconds if you put 2 talents into it. This is on a choice node with Envenomed Fangs. And speaking of Envenomed Fangs, it is a new talent. Initial damage from your bear will consume Serpent Sting up to 8 nearby targets, dealing 100% of its damage instantly. And I think that this is going to be the better choice. Mainly because you have, well, for AoE packs anyway, because obviously you want the cleave. For maybe Tyrannical Week, you'll probably go with Ursine's Fury. But yeah, for like fortified, for Mythic Plus or whatever, you'll be going for the Serpent Sting one, just to clear ads a bit quicker. New talent, Fury of the Wyvern. Your pet's attacks increase your Wyvern damage bonus by 1% up to 10%. Casting kill command Wildfire Bomb extends the duration of your Wyvern by 1 to 2 seconds up to 10 seconds. Okay, quite strong. Oh my, they have redesigned this entire hero talent. Was it really not getting used at all? New talent, Hog Strider. Each time your boar deals damage, your next Cobra Shot, Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite strikes an additional 1 target. Beast Mastery Hunters also gain 25% increased damage to the next Cobra Shot, stacking up to 4 times. And the same will be, or Survival Hunters have a 25% chance to gain Mongoose Fury. Okay. New talent, No Mercy. Damage from your kill shot sends your pets into a rage, causing all active pets within 20 yards and your bear to pounce onto the target and attack it. Okay, is there any damage? Because the pets should be attacking that target anyway, so what do you gain from that? New talent, Shell Cover. When dropping below 40% health, summon the aid of a turtle, reducing the damage you take by 10% for 6 seconds. This effect can only occur every 10 minutes. I'm not going to lie. Yes, it's a new talent, but 10%? If you're in like a high mythic, 10% probably isn't going to save you. Straight up, it's probably not going to save you. So who is this benefiting? Genuinely. New talent, Slicked Shoes. When disengaged removes a movement impairing effect, its cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds. It's on a choice node with Horsehair Tether. Horsehair Tether is a new talent. When an enemy is stunned by Binding Shot, it is also dragged to the center of the Binding Shot. Choice node with Slicked Shoes. Meh. Removes it. You'd probably go with the Disengage for PvP. You don't really need them moved to the center of the Binding Shot. Why do you need that? I don't think you do, really. Only in PvE, when you Binding Shot everything, everything runs out, gets stunned, it all gets dragged back in, that kind of thing. But yeah, for PvP, it's the Disengage one all day long. New talent, Lead from the Front. Casting Bestial Wrath at Coordinated Assault summons the aid of a beast, and increase the damage dealt by your beast by 25% for 12 seconds. This is very good for BM Hunters, kind of meh for Survival Hunters. I'm not going to lie, this just benefits BM Hunters so much more. It really does. The following talents have been removed. Pretty much everything. Beasts of Opportunity, Cornered Prey, Covering Fire, Cull the Herd, Den Recovery, Frenzied Tear, Furious Assault, Howl of the Pack, Pack Assault, Pack Coordination, Scattered Prey, Tireless Hunt, Vicious Hunt, Wild Attacks. They have removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 talents. And we haven't even gotten to the marksmanship, like, update yet. Oh my god, there's still so many things. For Sentinel, this is the owl. You have lunar storm damage increased by 25%. The radius increased by to 12%. The duration increased to 12 seconds. It now triggers once every 30 seconds, was 15. That's a big nerf. Lunar Storm now deals initial damage in addition to its periodic damage, which is good. Lunar Storm's visual effect has been updated. If you have not seen this visual effect, please check it out on the PTR. It looks gorgeous. It really, really does. It looks spectacular. Lunar Storm's cooldown can now be tracked via an aura on the player. That's really good. This means that people don't need to use a weak aura for it, which is very insightful and good from Blizzard to actually do that. Lunar Storm now will now present an aura on the personal resource display when it is ready to be fired. Very good. Lunar Storm now follows its target very slowly. Oh, so it actually moves. It actually moves with the target. Okay. That's really good. I think overall a buff, it's just going to be a lot less active, Lunar Storm. So I think it's still a buff. I definitely think it is. I don't see it being played in PvP other than the Black Arrow one, genuinely, which was Dark Ranger, I believe. It can be played, though, because this is the only choice for Survival Hunters, because the pack one is so bad for PvP. So, yeah, I guess that you have to deal with it. For BM, you have a new talent, Dire Cleave. When summoned, Dire Beasts gain Beast Cleave at 100% effectiveness for 8 seconds, so this is just AoE damage. New talent, Poisoned Barbs. Direct damage from barb shot has a 30% chance to explode on impact, dealing nature damage to nearby enemies. Damage reduced beyond 8 targets. I don't think this was needed. Genuinely, I just don't think it was. Okay. New talent, Solitary Companion. Your pet damage is increased by 35% and your pet size is increased by 10%. This is on a choice node with Animal Companion. Okay, so you can go with the 2 pets or you can go with the 1 pet. I will need to see the numbers and the breakdown, but I'm pretty sure 2 pets is still going to be a lot better. Genuinely. Well, for PvP anyway, because it's tougher to figure out what pet is the actual pet, unless you're looking at the buffs or anything like that. And it's just more of a nuisance, really, to have loads of pets on you rather than just 1. Very simple. Stomp has been updated. Now deals separate damage instances between its primary target and secondary targets. Okay. Serpent Sting damage increased by 50%. Barrage damage increased by 100%. Barrage Focus reduced to 40 was 60. Alpha Predator now increases Kill Command's damage Oh my god. My brain. What is this word, man? I swear they've made this up. Would you believe me if I'm English? Because I can't read English, apparently, to save my life. It increases Kill Command's damage rather than additively. So that's legit, they have said additively. Rather than My brain can't say it for some reason. You know what? I'll move on. It multiplies damage instead of adds it. Okay, very simple. Additional kill shots fired from Hunter's Prey will now target enemies regardless of health percent. Okay. Dire Command summon chance reduced to 20% was 30. This is big. This is a big nerf, actually. If you think about it, you're getting 20%. Okay. So 1 in every 5. 30%, you're probably getting 1 in every 3. Okay. 3 is very generous, but it's the likeliest, like rounded. It's a big nerf. It actually is. Dire Beast visual effects have been updated. Dire Beast now leap to their target when summoned. Great, can't wait to be leapt on by 200 beasts at a time. Dire Frenzy is now a 2-point node and replaces Basilisk Collar. And the following talents have been removed: Basilisk Collar and Venom's Bite. Okay, very simple. So, moving on to the big one, Marksman Hunter. So, new ability, Harrier's Cry. Okay, your eagle descends from the sky with a screech. Okay, given the signal to attack. This is basically just heroism. Okay, it is just heroism. It means that you won't have a pet, but you get heroism as a marksmanship hunter. Very simple. New passive, Manhunter. Damaging a player with aim shot applies grievous injury, reducing the healing rate they receive by 25%. Great. It is a passive mortal strike. We love that from a PvP standpoint. We really need more mortal strikes. Amazing. New passive, Eyes in the Sky. Gain the aid of a spotting eagle. Damaging an enemy with an ability empowered by precise shots has a 30% chance to cause your spotting eagle to mark your target. Enemies marked by your spotting eagle take 10% increased damage from your aim shot, replaces cool pet and all associated pet abilities. Okay, this will probably be taking quite a lot. So, this goes back to the Rawest Sacrifice. So when you have Rawest Sacrifice on a target as an MM Hunter, you will not be able to get this Spotted Eagle buff on people. But 10% increased damage at a 30% like proc chance is really good. That's really good. It's going to be up like most of the time. That's kind of crazy. New talent, Aspect of the Hydra. Aim shot, rapid fire, and arcane shot now hit a secondary target for 40% of their damage. Okay, I kind of like it, but 40% of their damage is kind of underwhelming, I'm not going to lie, but it's good for cleave. Good for cleave. New talent, improves Spotter's Mark. Spotter's Mark damage bonus is increased by 20%. Okay. So what does that mean? Does that mean that it is increased up to 30%? So you have 10% baseline and then it goes up to 30%? Or more likely, it's going to be 10% and then you increase it by 20% from there. So which will be 2. Yeah? So it'll be 12% damage taken increased from the target rather than just 10. That's a more likely story, but still 2% damage, not bad. New talent, Obsidian Tipped Ammunition. The damage of auto shot is increased by 25%, and its critical strike chance is increased by 15%. Okay, not a lot of your damage comes from auto shot, so I'm not too sure about that. Shrapnel shot. Damaging an enemy with explosive shot increases the damage they receive from your next arcane shot or multi-shot by 30%. I'm not going to lie, seems kind of shit. New talent, Magnetic Gunpowder. Consuming precise shots, reduce the cooldown of explosive shot by 2 seconds. Consuming Lock and Load, reduce the cooldown of explosive shot by 8 seconds. Okay, maybe a explosive shot build in the works for MM Hunters, potentially. New talent, Precise Detonation. Casting explosive shot grants Streamline. When aim shot damages a target affected by your explosive shot instantly explodes, dealing 25% increased damage. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a build for all of this, isn't there? New talent, On Target. Consuming Spotter's Mark grants 4% increased haste for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 4 times. 16% haste could be crazy. Multiple instances can be overlapped. Okay, choice node with obsidian tipped ammunition. This one is taken all the time. You never take the auto shot damage. Straight up. You never take that. This is so much better, I think. Yeah, I just think it is. New talent, Quick Draw. Lock and Load now increases the damage of your aim shot by 15%. Always taken. Target Acquisition. Consuming Spotter's Mark reduces the cooldown of aim shot by 2 seconds. Okay, very simple. Eagle's Accuracy. Spotter's Mark aimed shot damage increased bonus is increased by 5 to 10%. Okay, not bad. New talent, Headshot. Kill shot can now benefit from precise shots at 25% effectiveness. Kill shot now consumes... What is precise shot? What is precise shots? Because the damage increase from that could be kind of crazy. New talent, Feathered Frenzy. True shot sends your spotted eagle into a frenzy, instantly applying Spotter's Mark to the target. During True Shot, your chance to apply Spotter's Mark is increased by 50%. So this is just going to be making True Shot a bit more of a, oh my god, I will just get one-tapped completely kind of deal. New talent, Incendiary Ammunition. Bullet Storm now increase your critical strike damage by 2%, and Bullet Storm now stacks up to 5 times more. Okay. Bullet Hell. Damage from multi-shot and volley reduces the cooldown of rapid fire by 0.25 seconds. Damage from aim shot reduces the cooldown of volley by 0.25 seconds. Not too bad, but like aim shot reducing it by 0.25 seconds. You're casting a 1.5 second cast or a 2 second cast to get 0.25 seconds off of your volley. I'm not too sure about that. That seems a bit troll, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that seems troll. Improved Streamline. Streamline's cast time, reduced effectiveness, or reduced effect is increased to 30%. This is on a choice node with focused aim. And new talent, Wind Runner Quiver. Precise shots can now stack up to 2 times, and its damage bonus is reduced to 90%. Casting aim shot has a 50% chance to grant an additional stack of precise shots. Okay. Notes here are precise shot stacking behavior has been updated. The damage bonus of precise shots now stacks, and all stacks are consumed when arcane shot or multi-shot are cast. Okay. So they're looking at just doing, I don't know, they want to weave multiple things into MM, but at the same time, all you're doing is making it a kind of glass cannon again. It has to be able to cast them aim shots in order to do damage in PvP anyway. I don't know. I really don't know. This is a tough one to kind of judge if they are good or not, in my honest opinion. Yeah, I don't know. It could be tough. Let's carry on. So another new talent. They have literally overhauled Hunter to the extreme here. It's absolutely insane. But new talent, Eagle's Accuracy. Spotter's Mark damage bonus is increased by 5 to 10%. Simple. New talent, Cunning. Your spotting eagle gains the Cunning specialization, granting you Master's Call and Pathfinding. This is going to be taken. This is straight up going to be taken. Very easy. It's on a choice node with this. So Tenacious. It will gain the Tenacious specialization, which gives you air superiority and endurance training. Very simple. I think you take Cunning most of the time, though. I think you do. And new talent, Onaran Winds. When your eagle applies Spotter's Mark, it has a 25% chance to apply Spotter's Mark up to 3 additional targets. Very good. Oh no, new talent, Double Tap. For those who remember, Double Tap was insane at some points throughout WoW's history, so let's see. Casting True Shot grants Double Tap. Ooh, causing your next aim shot to fire again at 100% power, or your rapid fire to fire 100% additional shots during its channel. This talent's effectiveness is reduced by 50% in PvP combat. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, for those who don't know, Double Tap was taken out of the game back in Dragonflight. And the reason for this was essentially the hunter would pop True Shot, pop Double Tap, press aim shot, and it would just flatline you. Okay? That's the reason. That was it. That was truly it. 50% reduced effectiveness in PvP is good, but it needs to be more like 25, in my honest opinion. We'll see how the numbers come through, but yeah, bad memories of Double Tap, not gonna lie. New talent, Killer Mark. Spotter's Mark now additionally increases the critical strike chance of aim shot by 15%. You'll probably take this. You'll probably always take this. New talent, Deadeye. Kill Shot now has 2 charges, and its cooldown reduced by 2 seconds. You will take this for sure. Yeah, you will definitely take that. That is crazy. Streamline has been updated. Rapid Fire's damage is increased by 15%. Casting Rapid Fire grants Streamline, and Streamline is your next aim shot is reduced, or has a 20% chance, or 20% reduced cast time, and stacks up to 2 times. So what you can do is Rapid Fire, get a Rapid Fire, True Shot, which will give you double tap, get super fast aim shots in, and just blast the target and they're gone. You could do that. Precise shot has been renamed to precise shots. Really? It just added an S. Okay. Aim shot causes your next arcane shot and multi-shot to deal 100% increased damage. Very simple. Focused aim has been updated. Precise shots reduce the cooldown of aim shot by 0.75 seconds. Very simple. True shot has been redesigned. Okay. Your critical strike chance by 10% and critical strike damage by 15 seconds. Oh, increases, sorry. So not bad. Reduce the cooldown of aim shot and rapid fire by 60%. That's crazy. Razor fragments has been updated as well. Now only triggers when death blow is gained. Okay, very simple. Calling the shots has been updated. Consuming spotter's mark reduced the cooldown of true shot by 2 seconds. I never like having cooldowns that have stuff that reduce their cooldown. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't like it. That's why I hate outlaw rogues. They have vanish every 2 seconds and stuff. Unerring vision has been updated. True shot can now increase your critical strike chance by an additional 10% and increase your critical strike damage by an additional 20%. Oh my god. What the That's crazy. Critical strikes do 150% of the normal damage, okay? Now, I think that there are some numbers that are messing with this in PvP. I'm pretty sure it was reduced back in Dragonflight, to the best of my knowledge. But an extra 20%? Like, additional crit damage? That's kind of crazy. That's interesting. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, not sure about that. But some other main points here is aim shot damage increased by 20%. Can't wait to get one shot by double tap. Volley damage increased by 100%. Nothing else too crazy, really. And all of these talents have been removed. So barrage, careful aim, chimera shot, crack shot, heavy ammo, Hydra's bite, improved steady shot, legacy of the windrunner, light ammo, lone wolf, multi-shot. It is now automatically learnt multi-shot. Pin cushion, rapid fire barrage, readiness, serpent stalker's trickery, steady focus, tactical reload, unerring vision, and wailing arrow. I actually liked wailing arrow. That's a shame. And there is a few things to go over before we end. I'll go over the survival changes real quick. But for Hunters, how do you guys feel about all of this? Because I'm not going to lie, I like the choice of having a pet. I really do. I like the idea of it. But I know that a lot of hunters don't actually take pets in PvE content. This means that when they do have to press heroism, they have to dismiss their pet and all of that stuff, and it's not good fun. Maybe it was smart just to redesign them, give them the heroism that they should or always needed. But at the same time, I don't know, the whole purpose of a hunter is to have a pet, no? Like, am I going crazy with that? I swear that it always is, but, you know, I think in time we'll see. I think this gives it, or lends it more to a I'm out on the hunt kind of sort of hunter, whereas, like, the others are kind of send pet in and kill everything and, yeah, do all that and, you know, all that bollocks. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't like the addition of double tap. I really, really don't like the addition of double tap again. I'm so upset to see it back. But let's go into survival quickly. There's only a few things left here. So, new talent, Cull the Herd. Kill shot increase the damage units received from your bleeds by 30% for 6 seconds. Okay. New talent, Born to Kill. Your your chance to gain death blow is increased by 5%, and the duration of Cull the Herd is increased by 2 seconds. Cull the Herd now additionally increased the damage taken from your kill shot by 25%. That's really good. The kill shot part, anyway. Everything else is kind of meh. Frenzy Strikes has been updated. Now additionally causes Flanking Strike to deal 15% increased damage and increase your attack speed by 25% for 12 seconds. That's a huge buff. Merciless Blows has been updated as well. Now additionally causes enemies damaged by flanking strike to suffer heavy bleed damage. I wonder what constitutes heavy bleed damage. Because this with the like Cull the Herd, where they take 30% increased bleed damage, could be deadly. It really could. Alpha Predator now increases kill commands damage multiplicatively rather than additively. I still can't say that word. And Merciless Blows Butchery bleed damage reduced by 50%. Okay. Tactical Advantage now increase the damage of Butchery. Maybe that's to, balance it out. Flanking Strike and Butchery are now on a choice node. You'd always take Flanking Strike in PvP. Exposed Flank has been removed. Okay, so these are your survival changes. Not a lot is changing. Hunter is getting a massive look into, though. And I've seen so many bits and bobs about it. Some people like it, some people hate it, multiple different things. I think that it's got potential, but I hate that they're bringing back double tap. I would like to see more of a consistent damage basis from Hunters, or Hunters. I don't like the burst style, okay? Now, again, give one of the Hunter specs some burst, fine, I don't mind that. But when it is literally going to one-tap you or nothing, one-tap or broke, it's not going to be fun. Well, to some people it isn't, and it's not going to be fun in arenas, in my honest opinion. Only time will tell with the Marksmanship Hunter stuff, but I think it's good that they're looking to rework classes. I genuinely do. I hope that they look at maybe Boomy a tiny bit, and, maybe just throw us a little bone with Full Moon every now and again. I love a good Full Moon build that can one-shot people, Might be fun. But that is where I'll end it for this episode. Thank you all very much for listening. Do check out all of the socials down below, as well as the Etsy. Stuff is being put up there multiple times. Again, a Ashbringer has literally just been put up there, ready for sale, all 3D printed. I'm really proud of it, and I hope you guys at least take a look. It's really cool and something that I really do enjoy doing. But thank you all very much once again, and go with Valor, friend. Goodbye all.